Welcome back to Financial Coaching Kingdom Men. I got a question. Have you ever looked at your bank account and honestly wondered, where did the money go? You got paid. The bills are paid. You weren't buying anything outrageous. I don't have an outrageous lifestyle. Yet somehow there's almost nothing left. Most people immediately assume they need bigger paycheck. But as I've been coaching families, I've discovered something different. Most people don't have an income problem. They've got a clarity problem. If you don't know where your money is going, your money is making decisions without you. And today, we're going to change that. Welcome to Financial Coaching Kingdom Men, the podcast that helps you align your money with your purpose. I'm your host, John. We've all felt the weight of financial stress, the sleepless nights, the silent disagreements with our spouse, the feeling that we've just not in control. But what if there's a better way? What if managing your money was less about math and more about peace of mind? On this podcast, we'll explore a different kind of financial freedom. It's not just about what you earn or what you owe. It's about the emotional clarity that comes from being on the same page with your spouse, the spiritual strength you gain from worshiping God with your finances, and the deep satisfaction of knowing you're building a lasting legacy for your family. Every week, we'll cut through the noise to bring you simple, powerful truths that will help you move from financial chaos to confidence. If you're ready to find clarity, grow in unity, and live with purpose, you're in the right place. Let's get started. All right, let me tell you a little bit about myself and some of my experiences. So for years, we lived paycheck to paycheck. I would go to work and my wife would pay the bills, and I knew by the time that I got home, or by the time that the money was gone. The paycheck covered the bills, but that's about it. That's what it felt like. But then God blessed us with the opportunity through an online business. As a couple, we earned significantly more money than we had ever done before. We paid off debt. Life became easier, or at least we thought it would. But something surprising happened. Living debt-free didn't mean we could suddenly spend money on every desire. We still needed to budget. We still needed to live within our means. A few years later, we found ourselves being dinks, dual income and no kids. 2 good incomes, no consumer debt. Yet every month, my wife was still putting $1,000 on the credit cards. The issue wasn't income, and it wasn't math. We simply weren't on the same page. Looking back, I can clearly see that our finances reveal deeper problems in our marriage. Money didn't create every problem, but exposed problems that we had never learned to solve together. That's why I encourage every couple to regularly talk about their dreams. What is it that you want? What is that she wants or he wants? What are the goals that you have, that you've set for yourselves? Do you have monthly, weekly, all those fun goals? Or do you have goals at all? Do you have a plan? Are you shooting for nothing? What's going on? Talk about your finances. What is it that you want to do with the money or the budget? Make sure you have those talks, those regular discussions about how you're spending the money. A healthy marriages don't avoid money conversations. They use them to build unity, and they'll definitely help you to build intimacy. If you're not working together as a couple, that can cause financial chaos. And what does it feel like? Well, it can feel exhausting. It often looks like something like avoiding opening the mail. Do you guys have a pile of bills or mail that nobody opens because you don't want to see the numbers on there? Or ignoring the bank account. oh man, we had another fee because we didn't realize the amount that was in there. Or hoping the debit card still works. Is there money on it? Or are you budgeting in such a way that it makes sure that you use every dollar in there? Or wondering which bill can wait. Have you done that? Where you're sitting there balancing, okay, so if we don't pay our electric bill this month, will we be able to get food? Or will we, those type of things. Not knowing how much debt you actually owe. Oh, if I keep my head in the sand, it just all goes away, doesn't it? Nah. Constantly asking, where did all the money go? I don't know if you guys had that issue at the end of the year when you get that notice to say that, oh, I made how much over the year and I owe how much in taxes? But you go, where did that money go? For many husbands, the burden becomes silent. We try carrying it alone. Others simply hand the bills over to their wife because they don't want to do it. Meanwhile, conversations become accusing instead of teamwork. Why do you keep spending? And I just can't work enough to meet what she wants or he wants. We never have enough. It just doesn't make it. Those conversations solely create distance. Instead of solving problems together, couples begin fighting each other, not focusing on the true problems. But why do we avoid tracking money? Most people aren't lazy. They were just never been taught. Many learn money habits from watching their parents. Others learn from advertising. What did they see on the news? Or what did they see how to do things? Or social media. Oh, what did that social influence say about how to spend money or save money? Or friends. Talking to their friends and find out, what do you guys do? Or how is it, or use what you think they do? Culture consistently teaches us how to spend. Very few people were ever taught stewardship. Others believe budgeting means restriction. I can't spend what I want to. Those experiences like at work when somebody else is making the budget, but guess what? You get to make your own budget. Some are afraid of what they'll discover, which is true. How are we really spending money? And I didn't know she was spending money on that. Or he's spending money on what? Others don't know where to begin. What's the process? Knowledge actually isn't the problem. Action is getting to it, doing it, sitting down together and talking about it. Many people think budgeting means tracking every penny perfectly, but that's not the goal. The goal is clarity. The biggest mistakes I see is only budgeting for this month's bills. Life doesn't work 1 month at a time. Christmas comes every year, doesn't it? So you balance that. You plan for that. You save up for how much you anticipate spending for Christmas. And then go through Christmas not going into debt. That's an awesome idea. Insurance deductibles happen. How much is your amount that you have to pay for your deductible? This year I found out my out-of-pocket maximum. All kinds of fun things. And car repairs do happen. I needed new brakes last month. I got new brakes so I could stop. Annual subscriptions renew. Are you planning for those? We all have lots of apps on our phones or TV subscriptions that we have that you don't send a payment to every month. But guess what? You should be planning those every month. You should be putting aside how much does it cost to have that app on your phone. Property taxes arrive. Guess what? If you own a home, you pay taxes. If you have PITI, so it's wrapped up and it's already in escrow, awesome, great. But some people don't have that. They have to pay that separately. So just remember, it's coming. Need to plan for it. Put aside money every single month for it. So that way it's not like, oh, there's a $3,000, $5,000 bill that just came in. None of those are surprises. They only feel like emergencies because we didn't prepare. A simple system prepares for those predictable expenses. We know they're going to happen, so plan for it. So over the years, I've learned a little bit about myself and my wife, and we are working together. We've put some systems in place that help us, and just wanted to talk a little bit about those. Like the zero-based budget. We want to make sure that we are planning where the money to go. Now, she may want to do one thing, plan for a party or buy some clothes for the kids. And I think, hey, the kids can wear sandals and wear out there. I'm just joking. But we both have different places where we want the money to go, but we want to talk about it. We want to make sure that we are planning the dollars that we are anticipating making so that once they come, we can tell them where to go. What we don't want is to go, hey, we have this big bundle of money and we can spend it on whatever we want. Well, no, we need to plan for where it goes. We also have weekly money meetings, at least weekly, probably a little bit more often sometimes, or maybe it feels that way because something will pop up every day. They're like, hey, we need to talk about that, or let's plan for this, or actually my favorite, or what I tend to do is I bring up an idea and let it just sit, so like, hey, I don't want to talk about this now. I just want to bring this up so that we can be thinking about it, and give it time for people for my wife or for her to let me think through scenarios or think through things. Having to make the decision right now can be tough. So it's good to give that idea of, hey, let's talk about this in the future. So just be thinking about it. Savings buckets, those ideas of those Christmas. Do we have a Christmas savings bucket, a gift savings bucket? Yes, we do. Do we have a date savings bucket? Yes, we do. But we try to use that every month. Make sure that you are spending time with your spouse and having fun. Also, those insurance deductibles and then out-of-pocket maximums. Do you have an expense for that? What is your normal expenses like year to year? Doing a calendar budget. Again, going through the budget, going through the calendar and going, okay, so we know that Sally's birthday is on April the 5th. We know that Christmas is coming. We know that we have our anniversary. We know that date, or at least my wife remembers it very well. Anyway, and we know those things, so we want to plan for those things. So get a calendar out, look at it, and just walk through it together and go, okay, so what happens in January or February? Oh, Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, we didn't make sure for that. Or if you celebrate. Or what are those various things that are happening? What celebrations that you want to make sure that you do, or vacation? Maybe it's a vacation. Plan for it. Talk about it. Get all those things out. We also use automatic bill pay. And that helps to lessen the mental stress, the mental load. We can know that, yep, that is set up. We got our bank doing the job for us. I don't have to write the check for that. It is gone. It is taken care of. The utilities are set up to go. As long as we have the money in the bank, it's going to get paid. We also expense track. We track where the money is going. We use a budget. We use Every Dollar as our budgeting app, and it is attached to our accounts. And so what it does is it helps us to go, oh, okay, we went to Walmart. How much did we spend at Walmart on the 5th? What budgeting line does that go into? And we're tracking where things went. There's other ways of doing it. You could do like an envelope system. You can do a digital envelope system, or you can do physical envelopes. However you want to do it. There's multiple ways, and we can talk about that if you want to get together and how can we set that up for your family to work. Sinking funds. We also have sinking funds. These are funds that we're going to use, but we're planning on doing things like a vacation. We have a vacation in the future that we're wanting to make sure that we pay for. And we want to pay for it before we go. We want to make sure that we have everything set up so that we are ready to go without it causing painful debt stress. And so just plan for that. Plan whether it's a vacation, whether it's medical, whether it's a new vehicle. We have, maybe you're purchasing a house or wanting to purchase a house, and maybe you set up a sinking fund that you can put money aside in there to help build for those down payments, all those things. None of these systems are complicated, but there are simple ways to keep our communication open. You want simple systems that should reduce stress and not create it. Create systems that work for you and your family, whether that is an app, whether that is maybe it is an Excel spreadsheet, or maybe it's a pad of paper that you work with. Whatever is going to keep you on track, that's what we want to build. That's what we want you to do. So give me a call. Okay, so if I could teach only one financial habit, I only had 1 minute, tell you something, what's to do that's going to make my life better financially, it would be this: live within the means that God has provided. That's it. Live within your means that God has provided. You know how much that is. There are seasons where I've been out of work and I had to change my budgets. There have been seasons where my income goes up, my income goes down. There are seasons that I have had to completely change my budgeting and how we spend money. But God has been good. God has provided. And I know He is with you too. But if you want to build wealth, you want to live below your means. You need to not spend every dollar. And that's going to help you build wealth. It's going to help you save up for things. Those items that you're going, man, I really want to, and you fill in the bank. You definitely want to be aware of lifestyle inflation. And just because your income increases doesn't mean your spending should as well. We see that all the time. I do that myself. Ooh, we made more money. Oh, cool. We can go on another trip. I can get another cup of coffee. Contentment is the foundation of every financial plan. Be content with what God has provided you. Without contentment, no budget is enough and no income will satisfy you. I promise you, if you're like me, my desires go way beyond my earning capabilities. So either I need to improve my earning capabilities or I need to be content with what God has given me. But what does the scripture say about financial order? Scripture continuously points us toward faithful stewardship. If we look at Proverbs 30, 7 through 9, 2 things I ask you, deny them not to me before I die. Remove far from me falsehood and lying. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with the food that is needful for me, lest I be full and deny you and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and profane the name of my God. This proverb reminds us that financial peace isn't found in having more. It's found in trusting God's provision. So ask yourself this week, am I asking God to bless my plans, or am I asking Him to shape my heart? Practice contentment by thanking Him for what He has already provided. Let your budget reflect trust rather than fear or greed. And in Matthew 6, lots of great information of how God wants us to handle money. So please, after this episode, listen to it. Put it on so you can hear it audio, or sit down and read Matthew chapter 6, whichever. But Matthew chapter 6:24, no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. So being content, something that's huge. We want to make sure that we are content with what God gives us. Money makes a terrible master. It makes an excellent tool. It's all God's money. Just remember that. A simple financial system helps us remember that God, not money, is our provider. Stewardship begins with trust. Who are you trusting? The bank? The people who are making money off of you? The credit card companies? The people who are making money off of you? Or your Lord and Savior? Okay, so what's the benefit? Why? Why put the time in? Why put the effort in to this? To get clarity of your finances. But when clarity replaces chaos, everything's going to change. Money conversations become calmer. Eventually, it's going to happen. You are going to have intimacy. You are going to start going, wait a minute, I want to do it that way. Why has she never said that before? Or he's crazy. Why is he thinking that we should spend money on that? Those are things, it's going to create that intimacy that is going to cause you guys to understand each other better. Goals become shared. You start working together. You start going, all right, let's go in the same direction. Let's figure out where we are. Stop working against each other. So if you align your goals, it's so much better. If you're pulling apart the cart, it's problems, financial problems and life problems and all kinds of problems. Dreams become visible. You start dreaming together. You start seeing those things that you're wanting. Maybe it is a dream board that you want to do. Or maybe there is something that you want to look at together and like, hey, let's work toward this. And when you get on the same page, man, the things that just can happen are amazing. Conflict becomes productive. There are times you are going to be in conflict. You are not going to agree about everything. You are two different people. You are two different sinful people that God has put together, right? And you are going to have conflict. You're going to learn how to work together through that. And let it be productive. Let it be a time of growth for you and your spouse. And couples begin learning about each other instead of fighting each other. The conversations don't have to be arguments. You can have conversations where you're talking in a normal voice versus yelling and screaming and throwing things. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Sometimes that means giving up your personal desires for a greater shared purpose. Yeah. Sometimes it is that. Sometimes you have to go, all right, if we're going this way, that means we're not going that way. We need to look at that together. We need to talk about it. We need to determine where our family is going. Where are we worshiping God? What does God want for us? Now that's where you, as men, that's going to be your leadership skills. How do you guys work together? How do you worship God? It's going to create unity, coming together, and stewardship. You're going to worship God together and seek His face together. One of the tasks I like to give couples is for him to find 3 verses in the Bible about money, spending, debt, possessions, that type of thing. And her to find 3 verses in the Bible about money, spending, debt, or those type of things. I want you to do it separately. Then I want you to come together. And I want you to read them together. And I want you to pray together. I'm not telling you which verses. There's only about 2,000 verses or something like that in the Bible that talk about finances, or a little bit more than 2,000 verses. So there's a few. And you can find those and you can work together and you can pray and you can see, how is God guiding you? Come together, pray about it, and learn to love each other more. Financial peace doesn't begin with a raise. It begins with clarity. A simple money system isn't about controlling every dollar. It's about faithfully stewarding what God has entrusted to you so your money serves your family instead of controlling it. God has called you to lead your family with wisdom. That leadership starts with knowing where your money is going, one simple step at a time. If today's episode helped you see that your family doesn't need more complicated budget, it needs more clarity, I want to help you take the next step. Download my weekly money meeting guide at financialcoachjohn.com. That's financialcoachjohn.com. It will walk you through a simple weekly conversation that helps couples stay connected, reduce financial stress, and lead their money together. If you'd like personalized help creating a simple money system for your family, I'd love to come alongside of you through financial coaching. And if this episode has encouraged you, please follow the podcast. Leave a 5-star review and share it with another husband or couple who could use a little more peace and clarity in their finances. If you found this episode helpful, please leave a 5-star review and share the podcast with somebody else who could benefit from it. And if you want help creating a clearer financial plan for your life and family, reach out at hello@financialcoachjohn.com or schedule a free call at financialcoachjohn, that's JON.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.